Hey y'all, how are you? Welcome back. It's Jackson M. Haskell here. So the quick announcement is that the video coming after is just coming up. So the video coming after is on July 11th. Is actually we're talking about TCW Season 4, which I believe begins with Water Wars. That mini 3-arc episode, which is really cool. I'm super excited for that, and that's coming on July 11th. And this video coming on July 10th, which we're filming right now, is like a Let's Talk Horror, beginning the Wrong Turn franchise, where we have Wrong Turn. I am pleased to announce that on July 13th, we're actually going to be talking about the next Wrong Turn movie, which is Wrong Turn 2, and here we go. Before I begin, we're going to do a quick overview of this movies. That's gonna be a new thing for Let's Talk Horror instead of one episode. So Wrong Turn is 7 films in the franchise. First one came out May 30th, 2003. Last one would have came out on January 26th, 2021. The series has a couple different directors over years. A couple of these guys are really famous. Like Joe Lynch, I would say, is probably number 2, but yeah, like I said, these films are based on like Cannibals in the Woods, while the more recent reboot 2021 version is different. These movies became known for direct to video, so a lot of them did not see theaters. They were created by Rob Schmidt, who created the first one, Alan B. McElroy, who's kind of well known for this movies, Adam Cooper, and Bill Collage. The original script is similar to the X-Files episode Home. The last 2 films in this are reboots. The episode Home, I'm just going to mention that kind of quick. Really interesting. That episode's kind of creepy. No one I recognize, no guest stars, but it's called Home because it takes place in Home, Pennsylvania, and deformed babies. And these villains in this one are deformed. Yeah, so okay, here we go. Wrong Turn, the original, was released in 2003 on May 30th. It was directed by Rob Schmidt. Rob Schmidt was one of the creators of the franchise, which is really cool. I don't know who he is. He's not really made a lot of own stuff. Some of the things he's directed: Crime and Punishment in Suburbia, really well known crime drama film, and Alphabet Killer, released in 2008. Then Alan B. McElroy, we've actually seen him for Let's Talk Horror, surprisingly. His first film he worked on as a screenwriter was Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers, which we definitely covered. He worked on Spawn, The Marine, 2006. Wrong Turn 2021. Wrong Turn from 2003. He also worked on he was showrunner of the Todd McFarlane's Spawn. He was an executive story editor for Vampire Diaries, Star Trek Discovery, where he was a writer and producer for 17 episodes, which is cool. So now let's begin talking about this movie. This movie takes place in West Virginia, in a remote forest, 7 years after a massacre at a place called Fair Lake. Spoilers, that will be movie 5. Oh, I forgot to mention why we're talking about people. There's 3 people I'll mention real quick who are producers for this one. And I would say at least 2 of them I recognize for sure. One of the producers is Stan Winston. I'll start with him. He's probably the most famous, besides another guy. Known for his work as a makeup effects artist, so he did makeups. First 3 Jurassic Parks, Aliens, but Thing from, it would have been 1980s thing. 80s. First two Predator films, Inspector Gadget, Iron Man, Edward Scissorhands. He sadly passed away in 2008, but super well known. Next up we have Eric Feige. I always get him confused with a more famous Feige, Kevin, but he's worked on a couple things we've covered before. I know what he did last summer for 1997 as a producer, and I still know what he did last summer as another producer. Am I Okay, released in 2022. Slackers, released in 2002. I don't know why I've heard of that film. Oh, okay, that's why. And he was a executive producer in Wrong Turn 2, Wrong Turn Last Resort, 6, Wrong Turn 5, Wrong Turn 4, 3, 2, Chaos Walking, released in 2021, and Grease, Rise of the Pink Ladies. And the other last producer is Robert Kolzer. Resident Evil 2002, Skinwalkers 2006. He worked on he worked on all 7 as a producer. Wrong Turn films, which is cool. Fantastic Four, released in 2015. Yeah. So, let's talk about the characters in this. Desmond Harrington as Chris Flynn is our first person. I don't know who he is. Oh. That's why I would know him. We've not seen him in anything we would have covered, but he was in a thing called The Hole, which is a psychological thriller, British film. Ghost Ship from 2002, where he's a main character. I really want to cover that movie for Let's Talk Horror sometime, if I haven't yet. Dark Knight Rises, where he played the person named Uniform, and Neon Demon, released in 2016. LA Dragnet, Sons and Daughters, Dexter as Dr. Joseph Quinn, Detective Joseph Quinn, Gossip Girl as Jack Bass, which is cool. Yeah. Now let's talk about these other, Eliza Dushku, not seen her yet. She played Faith Lahan in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and spin-off Angel. She had lead roles in The True Calling, which was a supernatural drama show series on Fox, and Dollhouse. I don't know, we've not seen her in anything yet. Or, like, Let's Talk Horror. Yeah, really interesting person. Like I said, we've not seen her yet. I think we've not seen any of these people in the movies. I could be wrong, for sure. I just know her more because she's a former Celtics player in Brick Box. But, let's check to make sure. Yeah, this was the person we would have seen her in for Let's Talk Horror. She was also an Alphabet Killer. Open Grave is really interesting horror film. Batman Year One, where she plays Selena Kyle, which is cool. Jay and Bob, super groovy cartoon movie as lipstick lesbian. That's really it for her. Next up, we have Emanuele Shakiri. I don't know if we've seen her either. She is a Canadian actress, and actually now is American. This is one of her first films. She was also in The Crow, Wicked Prayer, which would have been a sequel to The Crow, I believe. National Lampoon's Adam and Eve. Electra Lux. Fort Bliss, Super Troopers 2. Entourage. She played Sloane McQuick in Entourage. I don't really recognize her otherwise. Next up, we have Jeremy Sisto. Another person I've not seen anything yet. Clueless, 13, Waitress. Yeah. It's just tough because I don't really know a lot of these movies these people would be in. Suicide Kings. This is not one of his first time. Oh, I don't know if we covered this for last talk for, but May. He was in the movie May. I think I did, but if I didn't, at least I might cover it next May. And I don't know. I'm looking at this. Yeah, that's the only one I would recognize him in. I don't really watch a lot. I only know people because of horror stuff. Okay. We're almost halfway done with the cast. Oh, I forgot Elijah Dushku plays Jesse Burlingame, Emanuele Shakiri, Carly Newman, Jeremy Sisto, Scott Corby. We have Kevin Zegers as Evan Ross. He was in Gossip Girl, Transamerica. He played Damien Dalgard, Gossip Girl, and Brandon Akers, Rookie. Yep. We have Lindy Booth as Francine Childs. I think she was in famous Jet Jackson's as a young kid. She's actually been in at least one horror movie before. Actually, no, she's been in a couple. So she was in American Psycho 2, where she played Cassandra Blair. Cry Wolf, released in 2005. Cry Wolf is a really interesting film. Co-written by Jeff Badlow. Wrong Turn as Francine, like I said. Yes, 2, Beyond a Wall, Dark Honeymoon. We have Julian Richings. He played Andre. We've seen him actually in Let's. I'm pretty sure we covered the movie. If not, we're definitely covering it. Actually, we've seen him in a couple. I would have seen him in a couple things. Cube, a really interesting B-level series. Wrong Turn, The Witch. I'm 95% sure we covered it. If not, we're definitely going to cover it this year. Anything for Jackson, another really good horror film. I know him actually from Supernatural, where he plays actors where he plays Death. He also was in Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, the movie, as Charon, the ferryman for Hades, which is cool. And he plays Andre, which is also known as Three Finger. Next up, Gary Robbins. He played Andu or Sawtooth. Some of these guys. Wrong Turn was his third film. He played Sawtooth. I don't know if he played him in India. Nope, he didn't. In the Mouth of Madness is another film he was in. And the Mouth of Madness is a really interesting horror film. He was also in My Date the President's Daughter, which was a Disney original movie, I think, made for movie. Goosebumps also as Mud Monster. So when we cover Goosebumps, you might mention it, unless I forget. Next, last actor in this who has a Wikipedia page is Wayne Robson. He plays Maynard Odles, who's the dad. I forgot to mention Ted Clark plays Tudor, aka One Eye. And let's just talk about those people real quick. Last person. He was in Cube also, which is a horror film, like I mentioned, where he plays Rennie's the Wren. He was an escape artist. I don't know if he's let's just make sure I'm not seeing. Twice Upon a Time, Popeye, 1981, 1980, Anna Green Gables, where he plays Matthew Cuthbert, Barbara King of the Elephants, where he plays Marabou, sales manager, which is cool. Goosebumps, Jimmy O. James. Jimmy O. James is the owner of Slappy. At least one episode. Wrong Turn, where he plays Maynard Odette, sorry, no. Wrong Turn 2, where he also plays Maynard Odette. Incredible Hulk, where he plays a boat captain. That's really it. That is it for this film. Like I said, there's a lot of things I want to cover for Let's Talk Horror that came out of this. Like Ghost Ship, May, I'm pretty sure I covered May, the month of May, but if not, happening next year, for sure. And if not The Witch, I'm definitely covered that like in October. But yeah, I really hope y'all enjoy. Like I said, the video coming after this on July 11th, we're talking about TCW Season 4, which is a really good season. Paul's on for an incredible Season 3, where that's supposed to Wookiee hunt, which is cool. And like I also mentioned, next Let's Talk Horror is only 3 days away from this. We're going to be covering Wrong Turn 2, which I'm really excited for, and that is directed by Joe Lynch, and yeah, and I hope y'all enjoy, and bye-bye.